Thank you everybody for waiting. Let me get this music a bit softer. It should work. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Today we are going to visit a special place in Elite Dangerous, and we have a special guest with us, Commander Orange Phoenix. Let's try to get a connection with him started on stream. Let's hope this works. OP, I can't hear you. Can you speak up? This should be working, but it isn't. One moment, please. Let me see if I can change the settings in here. One moment, please, guys. This should make it work, I suppose. OP, can you try to say something?
Is this working?
I think it is. I'm
talking, testing.
Yes, can you hear yourself
testing.
Welcome, everybody. The truth is out there.
So yes, it seems to be coming through.
Okay, perfectly. So, we are visiting a beacon.
I've now muted Twitch, but yes, it seems to be coming through now.
Okay, can you still hear me if you mute Twitch, OP? I don't think you can hear me if you mute Twitch.
If I mute Twitch, I cannot hear you.
Yes,
but,
yes.
I can work with that.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry for having trouble with
It's okay.
With the audio.
I hate the sound of my own voice, but I will bear it for you.
Let's hope today is the day we find Rexla Stevie Guru. You never know. You never know. Oops, we're going the wrong direction.
Don't blow up the ship at this point, particularly if Raxla could be found.
Again, please?
Or perhaps that's how you find Raxla.
Maybe so. Right? Who knows? I'm guessing you're right. That's how you find Raxla. I mean, after all, this is the tinfoil den, right? So, OP, can you
Indeed.
lead us into the system that we're going, into the story? We'll get to possibilities and stories of tinfoil later on, but can you give us an intro, please?
Okay, now there is a bit of a delay. I apologise for that, folks, because I'm on the other side of the world. So, but yes, this
Apologies,
is a
guys.
system that is close to my heart. It's a resting place for my father's memorial. I was exceptionally lucky to be one of the few commanders that was able to get a memorial put into the actual game for a lost one, the fallen commanders. There is a good deal of them around the galaxy, but unfortunately Frontier are not able to satisfy the needs of so many commanders that would like such a thing. And I believe I was either the last or second last to be honoured with being able to have something put in. I have to say a huge thank you to Paige Harvey, otherwise known as the streamer Arthremis, because without her efforts this would not have been made possible. And I suppose we could talk a little bit more about it once we're there.
Okay, so let me first find it then, right? It's the first time that I have visited this system. I've seen it before on stream. And that's what inspired me to bookmark this place and visit it. And when the opportunity arose to have you on stream, actually, it was something I couldn't pass on. Right? Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong signals. Here. Get them out of the way. So, guys, I had power problems all day long today. That's the reason why I'm a bit poorly prepared for the stream today. OP, this is the signal that I'm looking for, right? The one here?
Yes, it should be the concentrated signal source. It is orbiting a gas giant.
Let's find the gas giant first, I guess.
Certainly when scanning systems, I must admit, I start with the gas giants, because you often find the orbiting bodies around
Yes,
them. It makes it a little bit easier.
that is totally true. They usually are also the easier to find in the beginning. At least that's how it appeared to me. Wow, there are a few gas giants here, eh? I know that you are a bit limited in time, OP. Maybe you can help me with the body.
Typically, I think it's the one in the middle.
Thank you. Let's go on the system map and cheat a bit, right? We didn't see that, guys. Welcome, commanders.
So
Welcome, Bloodspiller.
The last gas giant there.
Ah,
The cappuccino style.
yes. Nice colors indeed. It gives me it actually gives me appetite. Now I want dessert. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on stream. Again, I'm sorry for having some technical issues. So I will again need your help today, guys, if the sound is good. If you can't hear anything, the game sound, music, or Commander Orange Phoenix, or me, just speak up, please. Let me try to keep my eye on the game. Thank you, Marv. It is a beautiful sight. Ooh, my controls. Well said, Real Admiral Flaps. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And again, everybody, sorry for starting off schedule. I've been having some technical issues. So what should we do, OP? Should we look at the message first, or would you like to start? Can you still hear us, OP? And there is a delay, sorry. I hope OP can hear me. Are you still there, OP? Let's see. We need to get him back on the right channel. One moment, guys. I pressed the wrong button. That's my mistake. Let's... Yes, you should be back. I think we can hear you, OP. Can you try again?
Sound check. Everybody hear me in chat?
Thank you, Bloodspiller. I think we can hear you.
Testing, testing.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, we got confirmation from the chat, OP. Would you like to us to read the beacon first, or
So
would you
yes,
like
this
to?
is
okay.
the spot that my
Continue, please.
so sorry for the delay, folks. Yeah, so because of the delay, I would suggest that perhaps you have a quick read of the chat for the people at home. Sorry, the listening post, and we can take it from there.
Sure. I think that's a very good idea. I didn't think of that, but that's a very good idea. So this beacon has been placed to honor the veteran Commander Alexander McKinnon. Commander McKinnon, a very capable and active pilot, began flying in the year 3270, and he mainly took part in trade and held in his heart a love for exploration and discovery. After a short battle with cancer, Commander McMillan sadly passed in 3304, and this memorial has been placed to give him the eternal view he deserves amongst stars. Amen. In life, his truly trusty Cobra was often co-piloted by his son, whom he inspired to carry on traveling the stars, upholding his name and his honor. Fly safe on your new journey, Commander 07. That is pretty. That is pretty. This place amongst the stars. So OP, would you like to fill us in with some more about Commander Alexander McKinnon? And sorry for the delay, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my father, breaking the fourth wall here. My father was a computer programmer in the late 70s, early 80s, and fell in love with Elite Dangerous. He absolutely, sorry, I'm just going to mute my voice here. Put me off. Yeah, so he absolutely fell in love with Elite Dangerous, or Elite 1984 variant on the ZX Spectrum. And me, age 5, used to sit on his knee as he told me about all the wonders of the Elite universe. And I particularly remember the cat people exciting my love for space. And ever since, I've been a massive sci-fi fan. Then Elite Dangerous came out, and I introduced him to Elite Dangerous, which he totally adored. However, did not get much time to play before his passing. His account is now the account I use on PC. I inherited his hardware, and that's what I stream from, his old laptop. Literally, his account, I flew his Cobra, which was I think it was about 32 light year jump range Cobra, out to Heart and Soul. And we had a memorial service where a good few commanders joined us, and I left his Cobra alongside the memorial and reset the account and made it my own from that point. He was such a huge fan of space and exploration. That was definitely his preference. But as I say, sadly, wasn't able to really get the love of Elite Dangerous and experience it to the level that we can. And I feel absolutely honoured that he's now eternal in Elite Dangerous.
I would totally
Pass
agree.
on to you.
I would totally agree. Very well said, Commander Orange Phoenix. Did Commander McFinnan also was one of the commanders that love to theorize about stuff like we do in our channel. And could you tell us more about that? Sorry for the delay, guys. And maybe in particular, can you tell us more about the cat people?
He did have this sort of conspiracy theories did interest him, but he was quite straight-laced, a very logical individual. So if there was no facts, he wouldn't accept it. One of the one of the elements with Elite Dangerous that was his biggest bugbear when I introduced him to it was that there was no manual. He had no actual reference point for controls or how to do this or that in the game, and that was one of his biggest frustrations. That gives you an insight the type of individual he was. Everything had to be in order and properly organized. So when it comes to theories and conspiracies and all the tinfoil that's involved, he would certainly listen and then destroy your theory with logic.
So wasn't there ever a theory that he supported or partially supported? Support. I'm just trying to find out more, right?
To be honest, he never really sort of delved into that in Elite Dangerous, certainly. He did when it came to Thargoids, he really wanted to know more. And obviously in the original 1984, there wasn't too much explained. He didn't get into the games in between 1984 and Elite Dangerous, so wasn't fully aware of a lot of the lore that went on in there, like John Jameson, etc. The whole mycoid virus, that kind of side of the lore skipped past him. And sadly, he didn't get enough time to really delve into Elite Dangerous to experience all that side of things. His game time was under 300 hours, I think, in actual game time. So he sadly wasn't able to sort of properly get in there. Most of what he got to experience was me showing him lots of pictures.
Which is awesome, of course. Commander Rear Admiral Flaps has a perfect, brilliant question, actually. Was he also a photographer in real life and maybe a bit so in game too?
He did dabble with photography in game, but it's a very good point. He was an avid photographer in real life. I always had sneaky peeks at this. He had a big silver metal travel case with his Canon camera and a number of very interesting lenses. He was a massive aircraft fanatic. Frustrated pilot is probably the best way to describe him. He was deaf in one ear, so couldn't sadly get his full pilot's license, but circumnavigated that by becoming a glider pilot. And even though he suffered chronic back condition, which gave him only maybe 3 hours of mobility a day, he would still force himself to go to a gliding club, a good hour and a half drive from where he lived, and fly, because he had absolute peace and serenity when flying solo in a glider. That was his joy. So when it came to photography, there was a number of times he would sneak his camera aboard, even though he wasn't supposed to, the glider, and take some shots while he should have been probably concentrating on flight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And certainly, yes, the attic of my parents' house has huge cardboard boxes filled with photography, especially from our time living in the Middle East. So yes, he was definitely an avid photographer.
So if you guys would have lived in the future, um, real stellar photography would probably be your thing. Am I getting that right? Sorry for the delay, guys.
Yes, I think he would have been very much into stellar photography had he had the opportunity to do so. He certainly enjoyed the Sagittarius Eye magazine when I came aboard that, and was gifted a copy of the SPVFA special, which he actually took into the hospice with him and looked through regularly. So that's kind of a prized possession of mine, that particular copy.
I understand. That is awesome. That is awesome indeed. And if you have you ever flown together in Elite Dangerous?
We did get to fly once, but sadly, we never got to fly properly, as in tandem. More that I was, as with in the 1984 version, I was sat beside him as he flew. More because I am an Xbox commander and he was a PC commander. So there was no cross-platform, even though when we purchased the game for him on PC, it was deemed as cross-platform and was about to be implemented, and then Sony joined, and that was quashed as an opportunity. So yes, I like to say we did fly together, but not in the way the game would intend.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, in my opinion, that counts. That is how we used to fly or play together, right? One PC, one screen, and then share the experience together. So I would count that as flying together.
Absolutely.
um, so is there in Commander sorry, it's McFinnan, right? Can you tell us a bit about his story in game?
McKinnon.
McKinnon, sorry. Thank you very much. And if I'm asking too much, please.
In game, he in game he liked the idea of trade. He would fly from station to station, properly reviewing commodity markets and buying certain commodities to trade in the next system. He only physically landed on a planet maybe 3 or 4 times, because it was more the flying than the ground that was his preference. He, as I said before, was a very logical individual, very analytical. So he would scour the commodity markets and then go to the next system, scour that, and have reams and reams of notes of all these different commodity prices to work out the best trade routes. When it came to exploration, he didn't get the opportunity to go too far out, but he did sort of make the effort to visit out towards the Pleiades.
Oh.
But that was probably about as far as he got. He really, really did enjoy the fact that systems were in Elite Dangerous and 1984. He did pick up on things like Lave, being both in both games. So I like to think that he would have really gone super in depth in experiencing and comparing the two different games, because we do still have in the attic a ZX Spectrum and a copy of Elite.
Wow.
And it wouldn't have surprised me if he'd booted both up simultaneously to do a comparison.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. That would be the thing to do, actually, to see what adds up and what doesn't add up, and then investigate. I totally would agree with that. And also very recognizable. That's how I used to play Elite, without the website, and just make a list, everything, and then trade my ass off. What I did. So that's kind of interesting and funny. Okay, well, I know that you are short in time, Commander OP. So if you would like to take this opportunity to hop off, we would understand. Otherwise, I guess please join us for a few more minutes that you can, and we'll continue our journey.
I'm certainly happy to stay for, say, another 10 minutes. The reason I cannot stay much longer is it's almost 1 a.m. here in the UK.
Exactly.
But I had a exceptionally late night last night. I was on the Elite Week Kaizen show, and I didn't get to my bed till 5 a.m. and then was awake at around 8:30 this morning. So I am running on fumes. But I'm happy to stay for a further 10 minutes.
Okay, well, we totally understand. That's why I asked you, Commander OP. I'm actually very honored that you stayed up so late because of my problems, that the technical difficulties that we had, because we did make an appointment for hours earlier today. So that is totally on me, guys. So what I like about this, actually, this body is exceptionally beautiful.
Well, you couldn't control that. You know.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is true. That is true. We had a power outage, so we had to reschedule. Let me take a look at this body from a distance. What's the reason that the beacon was placed in this particular section? Can you tell us a bit more about that, Commander OP?
Well, I felt it was kind of fitting, heart and soul, for a memorial. But personally, it is one of the most visually stunning places I find. Certainly close to the bubble, but I remember plotting my first sort of routes of exploration, zooming out in the galaxy map and noticing two nebulae so close together, investigated, and obviously the richness of the colour in particular. So when trying to find this spot, I came out here and had a good sort of fly around, and at the time it wasn't possible to be specific where I wanted it, other than Heart and Soul, or Heart or Soul Nebula. But as mentioned before, Arthremis, Twitch streamer known as Paige Harvey when she worked at Frontier Developments, ensured that we got a very visually impactful spot, because she knows what I'm like with photography. And I'll be eternally thankful to her, because I get the impression this wasn't supposed to be possible, and she was able to push it through. So yes, but yeah, I absolutely adore the Heart and Soul Nebula. The asteroid bases are very well positioned for the visuals, and yeah, there's a lot of very cool systems, as I'm sure you're aware, around here.
Yes, totally. I must agree. So, if there are any commanders that haven't visited this area before, please take OP's words for it. It is a very nice place to visit. And there are systems that haven't been mapped yet. So, there is a reason to be here for everyone. Thank you, Biker Flame, for following. I wasn't ignoring you. I was letting Commander Orange Phoenix finish his sentence. Please continue, OP.
With you saying about unvisited systems, if you fly beyond Heart and Soul, say 100 light years, you will start hitting undiscovered systems. It does seem to be a kind of a limiting spot, because a lot of people will go to Heart and Soul and then beeline out to Formidine, and the bits in between Formidine and Heart and Soul are relatively unexplored. But also heading from the bubble out, you have some very, very nice spots to visit en route. So I highly recommend it for new commanders as well that are looking to unlock Palin, need that 5,000 light years. Heading out to the Bubble Nebula out route, that's one of the other most impactful places you will find in Elite Dangerous. And you can stop off there and decide whether you want to continue on. It's about 7k light years, if I remember right, out to Heart and Soul from the bubble. So it is just beyond the 5k you would need for that, but it is well worth it. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you. Well, guys, you heard it here first, where we can find new systems. So thank you for that tip, OP. Sadly, I will be leaving this area tonight, but I'll be coming back and taking your advice into consideration. So, guys, I suggest. So I need to tell you about yesterday we were supposed to stream and look at the Zurara and find markings on the mega ship, right? And I wasn't able to find any snake markings on that mega ship. It also did state on my in my codex that it wasn't a mega ship but an abandoned settlement. So maybe that's the reason why the markings weren't on that ship, or because it's recent. But that's the reason why we are flying back towards the bubble, so that we can record and stream the other mega ships to show the markings on them. So I made a mistake and assuming that the Zurara would also have them, because all other ships have them, including the Hesperus, right? So I assumed that would be the same case. Because it's a long way out there, and it would be just me jumping back, I suggest we stop the stream for today and continue the journey back tomorrow when I've arrived at the first mega ship. It's a small detour, and it's actually a very good one. So I also would like to keep the stream exclusive to the heart and soul story we have. So should we raid somebody? Is that a good idea? I'm sorry for the small stream today, guys. I'm really sorry. I promise I'll make this up to you guys. Does anybody have a preference of who we should raid right now? I propose we raid HVACer. Is that a good option for you guys?
I would point out that
Yes. Please, OP.
HVACer, I would certainly agree with personally. He's a commander that if it wasn't for Commander HVACer, I wouldn't be a social commander.
Okay.
Literally, Commander HVACer was the first commander that I ever flew with in Elite Dangerous. I was doing my first trip to Colonia. I went on to a social media site and noticed a commander asking, I'm out in Colonia, I am looking to head back to the bubble, and does anybody want to fly back? I met up with him when I visited Colonia, and we took a route to Sagittarius A, Great Annihilator, and then back to the bubble together, and we have been flying commanders ever since. He is also a admin at SPVFA as well, and a very entertaining mad commander.
That is
Emphasis on the mad.
true. Yes.
I'm sure you'll enjoy his stream.
I have experience with the madness. Actually, that's a very fitting person to raid then. So let's do that. That's a good idea. Everybody, grab your tinfoil hats and let's make Commander HVAC feel sorry that he knows who we are. And we should be raiding right now. Thank you, everybody. Are we raiding? I think we are raiding. Is it working? It isn't working. Let's try again. Sorry guys, we'll try again. Round 2.